Welcome or welcome back to Crafts by KMW. Thank you so much for clicking on this video to watch it. I truly appreciate it and I hope you will enjoy it. So I have another color along for you. It's my first color along in quite a while since I did my Christmas color alongs in December. I've not really been coloring that much in 2024. I kind of flipped over to diamond painting. But the last couple of weeks, I was really starting to miss coloring, and I decided that it was finally time to do another color along. So I chose Summer Nights by Hannah Karlzon. This is a book that I have not colored in yet, so I'm kind of excited to do my first page in here. I love her images. They're so fun and pretty and fantastical and whimsical. I just get so much enjoyment out of coloring her images. So I chose this one. This is these two really cute fish. I love how ornate they are and that they have wings. It just gives the page a little bit more of a something something. I chose it because it's a nice page. It's a nice illustration. I can do a lot with it. And I also chose it because it's not super detailed as some of the other ones, you know, like this one or this one. There's just so much going on that it would take me a lot longer than what I would like to do in a color along. I really try to keep my color alongs maximum 3.5 hours, so that way you can follow along and feel like you're finishing a page in a really reasonable amount of time. And I like that too. I like it at the end, I can look and say, ooh, look, I finished another page, because I don't really finish a lot of pages. I have a lot of works in progress, but not a lot of completed pages. So I am going to do something a little different with this one. It's not like earth-shattering or anything, but just something that I normally don't do. So I am going to color the fish all in gel pen. I have a pretty good collection of gel pens. I'm gonna use my Sakura jelly rolls, and then I have some other just random gel pens in this container, different brands. I think there's some Paper Made in here and some other, I think these are New Tops, just some random manufacturers. And then I'm gonna do the rest in pencil. So I'm gonna do like this little wreath around the fish and possibly inside the fish in pencil. I'm not sure. I'm gonna use Prismacolors for that. So I have my Prismacolors all in these rotating carousels like this. I have 3 of them. And then I'm gonna use my pastel pencils. These are Stabilo Carbothellos for the background. So I'm really excited to start this page. So let's get started. I've not picked colors out ahead of time, so I'm just kind of winging it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting some washi tape. I got this washi tape with a diamond painting. A lot of the diamond painting kits now give you washi tape. So if you use release papers instead of just the plastic cover that comes with it, you can stick them down. So I'm just adding washi tape on the opposite page just to protect it from the chalk when I do the background. All right, so I'm gonna start with gel pen. So I was thinking of the stomach here. So on this one, I think I want to do greens. And then on this one, I might do blues. So I'm gonna start with this Sakura Jelly Roll pen. This is a metallic green. I'm gonna try to use all metallic colors here, so they sparkle and glisten. I normally don't color all parts of an image in just gel pen. I'll use it for accents. But this time, I want the fish to be kind of glittery. I have metallic paints. I have a really nice set of Ohuhu 24 metallic paints. I have a video on that if you'd like to check it out on the channel. But I think this page isn't really a great page for painting because some of the areas are really, really small. So that's why I decided to go with the gel pens. Ooh. All right, we're getting a little bit of funniness here. So what I do when that happens and the gel pen doesn't color right is I just will tap it on a scrap sheet of paper to get it flowing again. That usually works pretty well. Now, Hannah Karlzon's paper is very pulpy. So depending on the kind and color of gel pen you use, you have to be a little careful because sometimes it will pull off the top layer of paper. This paper is excellent. It's very thick. You can use wet media on it without bleed through and minimal wrinkling or anything, but it is pulpy paper, so you do have to be concerned about pulling off some of the layers. All right, so now I'm gonna use, this is a new top pen. I think it's just a random pen that I bought from Amazon. This is a different shade of green, so I'm gonna come in and do the other stripes. This one is not flowing great, so I'm probably gonna have to tap this one a few times. Let me know in the comments if you are a gel pen user. Do you color full pages in gel pen? Have you ever colored a full book in gel pen? I have a lot of gel pens. I have a really nice collection. I have a set of, I'm not even sure how many it was now. I think it was 300 or 280 or something. I have those in a large pen holder. And then I have smaller sets like what I'm using today. And I just keep them in cups or whatever. I keep them handy. I like to use gel pens for journaling. I like to use them to write on my calendar. I make my own calendars for the year, and I just use pictures or whatever I want to do to make the top of the calendar that has the the picture, and then I just make my own grids. And so I like to have gel pens to be able to write down, you know, my events for the day or whatever. I am doing one book in gel pen pretty completely, not 100%. I do not believe that doing backgrounds in gel pen would be either time appropriate or sane or useful. So I use chalk pastels instead. And so I'm coloring the main images in gel pen and then doing the backgrounds in chalk pastels. And I'm doing that whole book in gel pen. So it's slow going, but I'm liking it. It's fun so far. I work on it every so often. I haven't worked on that book in a while, so I might get back to it. All right, so I think I'm gonna do this part here in gold. Gold is one of my favorite gel pen colors. This is actually so this is also a Jelly Roll metallic gold. I also have some Marie's gel pens in gold and silver. They work pretty good as well. I'm just coloring over those dots. I don't really care about them. Sometimes I'll put them back in if I really like the design and really think it adds to it, but I think in this case, I'm just gonna leave it plain. I don't really think it matters. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna put some gold on the wings here as well. One thing I would advise if you are buying gel pens or want to buy gel pens is to get sets that include a refill. I have found that so many times I've bought gel pens, like all of these I have here do not have, that I'm using today, do not have refills. And once it's gone, it's gone. And if it's really a color that you like, it is really sad to have to lose that color. Sometimes you can buy another one singly, but most times you can't. And so I really like buying sets that come with a refill. So in your favorite colors, you have a backup. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never gonna run out because you may use both of those backups. And I have on several colors. There's this one blue that I'm using in the book that I'm coloring completely in gel pens, except for the background. And I've already gone through both the regular and the refill because I just love the color so much. So I'm out of luck with that, but generally, at least it extends the life of that color if you really like it. All right, I think I'm gonna do this bottom part of his tail as well, or her tail. I'm not sure if these are male or female, one of each. All right, so I'm gonna do the eyeballs now. So I'm gonna use a Jelly Roll glaze pen. So these give a raised appearance. I've talked about them in other videos and used them in other videos. But they give a really nice 3D effect. I like to use them for eyeballs for that reason. So when you use that, you just have to give the Jelly Roll glaze pens a while to dry. So I'm just gonna make sure I stay away from I stay away from the eyeballs for now. All right, so I think I'm gonna use some purple here. And over here. I think I'm gonna go back and make this little part. Oh no, actually, I think too much gold. All right, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. All right, so I am going to do. Trying to think of what color I want the top to be. I think I want one to be blue, orange, and the other yellow. So this one, I'm gonna make the belly blues here. So I think I like blue and yellow better than blue and orange. So I think I'll do the orange up here. So I probably should have done this ahead of time where I pulled out my gel pens ahead of time to make sure I have all of my sparkle ones pulled out. But I didn't do that. No matter how organized I try to be, I'm never as organized as I think I am or as I need to be. All right, so I'm going to, for now, color in every other one with this one, and then I will go and check my stash for a different shade of orange glitter gel pen. Again, which I freely admit I should have done already. Organization is not my strongest suit. I'm actually gonna do another color along. Hopefully I will be able to record it right after this one. And it's in one of the new books that I got. I have a video up that shows 2 new coloring books that I got, and I'm going to do color along in one of those. So I'm really excited about that. So look out for that one if you'd like. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but I did put a survey in the community tab to ask what you would like to see me do in a video. I think that was the question I put out. So if you have a sec, I would love for you to check that out and answer it so I can make sure that I am making videos that you would like to see. So I dug through my pencil case that has my very large stash of original gel pens that I bought. Again, it's like $280, $300, something like that. And I found a lighter orange that I could use to fill in the rest of the scales. I was actually trying not to use the pens in that pencil case because it's just really bulky and it's kind of hard to put the pens back, but I guess I can't avoid it, and I want this page to look really nice, so it's worth it to have access to the colors that I want. In the glitter gel pen. Now these, I don't know what company they are from. They don't have any markings on them. I think it's just a generic company that sells gel pens online. And I got them on Amazon. Oh yeah, I like how that looks a lot. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so for the eye, I think I'm gonna do that in blue. So I'm using another Jelly Roll metallic pen. And there are separate little slices in the eye, but I'm gonna go back over them with another color. I don't feel like coloring all those individual pieces right now. And I think I'm going to do the eye in this one, in green, and I'll go go back and add a little contrast after that dries. Okay, so I need to get some red in this guy. Red is my favorite color. So all right, let's do some red in the butterfly wings, or I guess we could say fish wings. And as you can see, I'm not doing a color scheme or anything like that. I just want everything to be really bright and colorful, whimsical, fun. So nothing is planned out. I'm just going by feel. And I really like coloring that way. Sometimes it takes me a while to figure out what I want to do, but once I do, it's really fun not having a plan. Sometimes I do have a plan. I know exactly what colors I want to color certain things, especially with portraits. I often know right away what kind of skin I want to do, what hair I might want to do, what I want to do the flowers or whatever. But sometimes I just let it go. Okay. Doing these little bits. They almost look like jewels. So I think that's kind of fun to do. Them in red. I don't know, whenever I think of when I see little circles on things, I think of rubies. So I think we'll do these red too. Do you have a favorite color that you almost always try to get in your pictures? I always try to get some red in. Sometimes I don't. It depends on what it is. But if I'm coloring whimsical pictures like this, there will always be red popping in there somewhere. All right, so all right, I have like a gray. It might even be considered just a dark silver, but I'm gonna do these little mouth openings. In that color. It's not exactly black, but it's dark enough. Okay, so all right, so I want to get some yellow in. Oh, actually, I did not do I'm gonna do these little end areas on the fins in gold as well, because I did the bottom here. Keep it a little consistent. I'm probably gonna do these on this fish silver. All right, so I have here like a yellow, and it might actually be a gold. I'm not sure if it's truly a yellow, but it's a different shade than what I did, the little accents, so I'm good. Thing I will say about these pens is that they work pretty well. All of them do, and I think you can definitely find high quality, inexpensive gel pens. I don't think you need to spend a whole lot of money on them. All right, let's get some purple going on. This is a darker purple. So I'm doing it around the yellow areas that I just did. Okay. All right, I had to get that one going, but now it's flowing well. Oh yeah, I like that. Nice deep color. Okay. I'm gonna do that little accent on the fins. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, you may be wondering where Finn is. He is sound asleep in his bed. And it's been there for quite some time, so I'm good with that. Okay, so now I'm just trying to find a pink that I want to use, because I think I'm gonna do the head pink. just trying to find a light one. I don't want it to be... Oh yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Oh, actually, let me... So there's these little air holes there, I guess. Maybe it's not an air hole because they don't come up and breathe air, but I don't know, maybe a little nostril. So I just colored that in black. Ooh, love this color. I think this page would look really good as well in more of a monotone color palette, or a color palette with just a few different colors in it. I think there's so many things you could do with this page. I'm going for really colorful and whimsical and bright, but you definitely don't have to go that route. All right, so I'm gonna use this pink in a few more areas because it is really lovely. I will try to remember to go back into my Amazon purchase history and see if I can find if these gel pens that I have that I'm using from my case, which have no brand, are in there, and if they're still available, and I'll try to link them for you, because these are really nice gel pens. They're really good quality, and I did not pay a whole lot of money for them. I don't even think I paid $20. So they're definitely worth the price. Oh, once again, I see where I missed more gold. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna keep that pink out so I can use it on the other fish as well. So now I'm gonna incorporate some blue. Ooh, hold on a second. I pulled the tip off of this one. Okay. So this, I think, is a turquoise blue. It's very light, which I like. I'm doing it on these areas around the on the fins. Add some on the butterfly wings up here. do a darker blue. I'm just picking random parts. On the wings. And I think I'm gonna do every other stripe down here. Lovely. Okay. Just trying to decide if I want to do it on these fins as well. I don't know. I don't think I do. Now I'm going to take this one and add a little bit of accent on the eye. I just did some random little blobs on there to give it a little pizzazz, I guess. Okay. Think of what other color I want. All right, I have a very light green, even lighter than what's on the tummy there. So use that up here on the head. Starter. Okay. Sorry, I hope that noise isn't too annoying for you, but sometimes you just have to get the ink flowing, and that's really the only way I know how to do it. Is to just tap it on a scrap sheet of paper. Okay. I am checking out a yellow. Yep, this one is cool. All right, I think I'm gonna do every other stripe on the fins, yellow. think I'm gonna do it on those two fins. I'm gonna do those something else, I think. Come on, there we go. I'm wondering if that's a neon one. It might be. It's very, very bright, which I like. Okay. So here's another, I would say medium purple. Again, just coloring random parts. Pull out another pink, darker one. And I'm going to do these other stripes on these two fins. And I'm doing alternate areas on the wings. And I think I'm going to do this whole area on the other wing. The thing I love about gel pens is you really don't have to worry about your stroke. You know, you can go every which way and it really doesn't matter. Sometimes with pencils, it does matter, especially depending on the pencil you're using, the quality of the pencil, the quality of the paper. you do have to be careful about that, but this, I really don't. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of silver. This is again a jelly roll. I'm just gonna finish this area up here on the head. These little I'm gonna do this here. And I'm gonna put some silver stripes in the wings, excuse me, the lower fins. Well, the one lower fin and then the one up here on top. And I'm gonna do this little area down here. I think it's coming out great. I really like how whimsical it is and colorful. Really like that. Right, so I think this is kind of a red. It's not a very, I'm pretty sure it's not a very deep red, but I'm gonna use that. And I'm going to color the other stripes in the remaining fins this color. The only thing I don't like about most gel pens that you buy in sets is that they have no color names or numbers or anything to identify what color it is, so you have to do your own. Now this set I have not made swatch sheets for. I had started doing it at one point and I don't know what happened. I just stopped for some reason and I don't know why. But I really wish I had done so now. So I'm thinking this is yeah, so now I'm gonna use kind of an olive green. I'm gonna do this little part here. And then I'm gonna do some more parts in the wings. Do these up here. Sit with green and these little, they almost look like leaves on here. Get some, let's see. All right, just some more blue. I would say this is kind of a slate blue. Try this one. Okay, so this is another yellow. I don't know, is it the same one I used already? I think it might be. It could very well be. I think this one again is a very light pink. It's even lighter than the one I used on the face. Perfect. I think in certain art supplies, it is really hard to find very, very light colors. Even though they make pastels, I still feel like sometimes the colors aren't as light or as pastel as I would like them to be. All right, so I'm just adding this down on this bottom fin as well. Purple. And finish off this Oop, that's not working very well. Put a little bit of this up here. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have access to a lot of different colors. I definitely like to use lots and lots of colors. Any browns, but I think I have kind of a light one. Let me see what I could use. I am not a brown person whatsoever, other than for hair. And like skin tones, so I don't often think to use brown as an actual color. All right, I think I'm gonna use a little more red here. This is a different red. This is the Jelly Roll. I think this is a Stardust one. It has a little star, like a shooting star on the cap. I think this is a Stardust. I'm not positive. Okay. I'm gonna do another pink. I have this little scallop here to do. Ooh, it must be a neon again. Okay. And then do these little dots in here. And I think I want to leave these little balls like white. So I'm gonna use the clear Jelly Roll glitter pen to just add glitter, but white. And Then I'm gonna go back and use silver. This is also the silver, I believe, Stardust Jelly Roll pen. And I'm gonna do this little jagged part here. Kind of reminds me of teeth. Okay, I think Mr. Fish is done, or Ms. Fish. So let me show you that a little closer. Again, very random, no color scheme or anything like that. Just me picking gel pens and coloring random spots. All right, so now we're gonna do the same process with the other fish. So I'm gonna start with my silver and do all of the edges, the middle part in here in silver. And there may be some additional spots I might do in the silver because this fish is drawn a little bit differently. So I hope you're having a good month so far. It's April 2024. So far, I'd say I am. Kind of a funny story. I know that taxes are kind of a sore spot for many people, and many people probably do not get refunds. I usually do not get a refund. I purposely set up my withholding to withhold the least because I feel like I want as much money as possible to live off of during the year. And then when it comes to tax time, if I owe, okay, I'll just pay it. Other people do it differently. My mom used to take out the very most, so she would get a nice juicy refund at the end, but I would rather have it during the year to live off of. So I take out the very least, which sometimes can get me into trouble because I always end up owing, and depending on the year, it could be more than I expected. But this year, I actually lucked out. So I took my taxes in. She did it, and she gave me a number that I owed for federal. I was like, okay, it's actually not that bad. And then later I found out that she omitted one of my papers that I gave her, one of the things that she should have input in, and it raised the amount that I owed by almost $160, and I flipped. I just felt like that sort of mistake shouldn't have been made. And so I complained, and I asked them to have someone else take a look at my return and just make sure that it was correct, because I really didn't trust her. Because if I give her the forms, she had everything in front of her and she still didn't put it in, that makes me question whether other mistakes weren't made. And lo and behold, another mistake was made, a pretty big one. She read the amount of tax that I had withheld from the wrong spot. So she didn't put the correct amount of tax that was withheld. So now instead of owing, I'm getting a refund, and it flipped about $600. So I was really happy about that. Because again, I usually do not get a refund at all. I always owe. I owe a little bit to my state, which is fine, but I'm really excited. I'd love to know in the comments if you had an interesting interaction with your taxes, or if anything went wrong like it did with me. I'd be very interested to know. I just hope that they took care of it properly so she doesn't do that to anybody else. I would hate to see someone else go through what I went through. All right, so now I'm gonna do the, I guess, stomach, this area here, and I've already decided that I'm going to use blues, so I am just pulling out You don't want a color? Okay, I'll choose a different one. All right. So I'm choosing a lighter one and a darker one, I hope. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the color. All right, so this color that I'm using is actually not a glitter. So what I'm gonna do is after it dries, I will go over it with the clear, this one, the clear jelly roll, and then give it sparkle. So I love the clear jelly roll pen. It is so useful. Because even if, like me, you're using all glitter colors, you can make a particular color glitter that is not, and I love that. Gives you so much versatility. Those glitter, clear glitter gel pens are worth every penny you pay for them and more. If you don't have any and you like the look of glitter, because some people I'm sure don't, but if you like the glittery look, definitely check out getting some of those glitter pens. I know you can buy them by themselves in singles in certain places, but you can also, I think they come in 2-packs, and I think that's how I got mine on Amazon. I think I bought it in a 2-pack, so really nice, just really handy. I love tools and supplies that just make your life easier and make your colored pages look even better. Those kind of indispensable tools. Okay, and we'll give that time to dry before I glitterify it. And now I'm going to use a darker one. And this is a different tone of blue, but I'm actually okay with that. Again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm going for fun, colorful, whimsical. So I don't care that these are not in the same blue tone. So something else that will be coming up on the channel soon will be another haul. I have a huge collection of stuff in my Amazon cart, and I am just waiting to be able to pull the trigger on those. So look out for a very large haul video coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna be buying some markers. I'm not a big marker person. I never have been, but I am starting to appreciate them more and use them more. I have a set, actually like a set and a half of Crayola Super Tips, and I've been using them a lot as a base, and then I color over them with colored pencil to give all of the dimension and highlights, lowlights, etc. And I have really gotten into that. I really enjoy the ease of it. And you don't have to worry about blending to burnish to get rid of the white of the paper. You can worry about blending to blend your colors. So it just frees you up. All right, so I think that's pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and glitterify the other stripes. So the Crayola Super Tips are drying up and so I want to get a nicer, larger set of markers. So I have 2 sets in my cart right now that I will decide between once I pull the trigger to purchase the cart. I want to get a lot of colors, so that's something that I'm looking for, the largest set that I can find without paying too much money. They're not Copics, I will tell you that. I do not have the means to buy Copics, but I'm hoping that someday I will, because I would love a set of Copics. And I also want a set of polychromos, but it's just not in the budget right now. But again, hopefully someday it will be. All right, so I am using this kind of pinky metallic jelly roll. I'm gonna do these alternate stripes on the fins. So this one isn't a glitter, but it's very metallic. So I may or may not put glitter on top of that. I'll have to see what I want to do. And now I'm just, again, coloring random parts of Mr. Fish here. Or Ms. Fish. Okay, so now I'm using a green. This is also a metallic. The Jelly Roll metallic pens are really nice. They're very metallic. They look great. I have problems with their white pens, but their metallics work fabulously. I can never understand that, why gel pen manufacturers can make colored gel pens that are fantastic and work perfectly all the time, but then they cannot get a white gel pen to work. I have never understood it. I probably will never understand it. So I think this is like a reddish, pinkish. Again, this is a Jelly Roll metallic. It's kind of like that situation where, you know, we can put people on the moon and on a space station, but we can't create a toaster that will last forever and works really, really well. I've gone through so many toasters in my life. I think I'll do this one there too, since I did that the same on all three, on the other two fins. All right, so now I'm using a blue Jelly Roll. It's also metallic. So is spring starting where you live? It sort of is where I live. It's been going back and forth, to be honest. So now I'm using the red Stardust. Again, just doing random parts. So we've gone from having really warm days to then it being really cold, and then going back to really warm, and then going back to really cold. It's kind of insane. That is how our weather is here. It is up and down. It can change at any moment. But, you know, when your mind is telling you, okay, it's April, it should be warmer. We should be getting to spring. It's really hard to reconcile the fact that that is not happening in your brain. So last week we were pretty cold, and this week we're supposed to be warmer, but there was a report that we could possibly have snow next weekend. Now, it would not stick, but nevertheless, snow is snow, and you just never want it, especially in April. So we're we're all kind of holding our breath here and hoping that that is 100% wrong. Because regardless of whether it stays or not, nobody wants snow. Okay. And this is like a green. Doing these little dots in the 3 fins. I'm not one of those hot weather people. I don't love it to be really hot, but I'm done with cold now. I love my sweaters. I love wearing sweatshirts. Love all that, but I'm done now. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for change in the weather. Okay, I think I've used all of the metallics or glitter for Jelly Roll, so all right, I'm gonna use some gold. I'm gonna do some gold in the fins. Yeah, and this is a deeper one, almost verging on orange, so that's pretty cool. So I wanted to ask this when I was talking about the markers. What is something, a supply that you want to buy or would like to buy? I also want to get some iridescent paint. I'm not a huge painter. If you watch some of my other videos, you probably heard me say that before. But I do like metallic, glitter, iridescent, and whenever I can find paints in those colors, I will get them because I just love iridescent, pearlescent, so pretty. All right, so now I'm moving to a purple. Oh, I forgot to do this fin here in the gold. Whoopsie. Oh, and I need to get that pink back to do this little part here. Okay. And the green. Oh, wow. It's like I didn't even see that fin. All right, here's that pink that I used in the face on that fish. So I'm gonna use that, I think, on the fins and finish these stripes. I really like this color, so I'm using it a lot. And it kind of connects the two fish too. Even though they're very different. All right, let's get some orange in here. So I'm gonna do that on the bottom fin. Oh, so getting back to what I was talking about, the, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought sometimes. The iridescent paints, I found a really nice set of Artesas. I think there's 12, but they look very nice. They look really iridescent from what I can tell. So I am looking forward to getting and trying those. So those are the two things I'd say that I'm really wanting right now. A nicer, larger set of markers and some iridescent / pearlescent paints. And I think those are actually going to be watercolors, I believe. Some yellow. All right, so I wanted to do the scales on this one yellow, so alternate. And I do apologize if you've been hearing a lot of banging and noise. I have some very rude neighbors who live above me, and they don't seem to understand the concept of I live above somebody, so I can't do exactly what I want. So I apologize if you've been hearing a lot of clomping and running and noise. That is them. Okay, now I haven't decided exactly what I want to do for the others. I'm thinking I might... I don't know if I like that color. I have like a neon yellow, and I don't think I like it very much, so... All right, that one might work better. Again, my apologies for the banging if you're hearing that. All right, let me see what this one is like. Oh, that one's almost orange. I don't think I want that one. All right, that one's not bad. Okay, let's try this one. I do find that yellows are hard in gel pen. Either they're kind of orange or they're more goldish. found it very difficult to get to get several nice yellows. Now this one is not exactly a glitter. I can't tell if it is or not. I don't think it is, but I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. I might go ahead and go over it with the clear glitter. I haven't decided yet. It does look kind of different. You can tell that the other one is glitter, so I might do that. Actually, now that I'm looking at it. All right, so we'll let that dry and then I'll go over that with the glitter. As you can see, there is a difference. So I do want to glitterify that. All right, so let's get a dark blue going. Putting that on these little triangles on the fins. Okay, I'm gonna do the background of this wing in this color. This is a cool color. It's almost navy-ish, very dark. I like that. Do some purple. I really want to put purple on these little dots right there. Oh, wait, this is not. Okay, no, that was not a glitter. So I don't feel like going over too much more with the glitter pen. So so I just traded it out for a different one. It's similar to it, so. When I get close to finishing a large part of an image or an image, or at least finish using a certain supply, I get really excited because I love to look at what I've done and see the progress, and hopefully that I like it. So it's kind of fun. I'm gonna use another purple, which is a little lighter. So now I'm gonna add some green. Not use a whole lot of green. So So I just realized that my phone ran out of storage. So I'm a little farther along than what you last saw me. So let me just bring this second fish up a little bit closer so you can see. So I pretty much finished the wings and I added the clear sparkle to the yellow here. So that looks much better. So I just have, I think, a few little more spaces to do, and then I am done with this one. So I am going to grab, I don't know what I want to grab. I guess I'll just grab a blue. So no, I don't know if I want to grab a blue. Oh, maybe I'll grab a blue. Okay, let me just grab a blue and just finish up these. Oh, here is Finn. If you've been missing him so far, Here's your Finn fix. Actually, I guess you're seeing Finn's butt. Hi, Finn. See, this is what he does to me all the time. It's gotten worse lately. I don't know why. He seems to, I don't know if he just feels entitled or if he is just so in love with me that he has to come and lay right across what I'm doing and take my attention away from it. But yes. Do any of you have an animal like this? I'd love to know in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to see pictures too. All right, buddy. I'm sorry, but I am coloring, okay? All right. Okay, so where was I? All right. I was doing these little arches here. Okay, and then I have, all right, I'm gonna use let's see, I'm gonna use a paint for next color. So that's for these little arches here. Dots. And I think I am done except for the face. So I haven't really dealt with the face because I don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of thinking nope. Sorry, buddy. I'm kind of thinking a purplish. So let's see what I can come up with. No, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking purple might be wrong. Because there's a lot of purples in here. Okay, so switching gears. So, okay, I have sort of a beige color. It is not, see, now he's getting smart. He just came over and is sitting on the other end of the table. So, okay, if you can stay there and not go across my picture, I will let you stay here, okay? All right, so this is like a very beigey pink. So I'm gonna use this one and I'll just do the clear glitter over it. See how stubborn he is? Yes, you got your way. This one does not flow particularly well. I've always had trouble with it. So hopefully I can get through it just to get this little bit colored. Now there's going to be hair all over this page. I do love cats. And I love this one. Is this interesting? Yeah? Oh, there we are, getting comfortable. Well, if you ever wondered what "don't take no for an answer" means, this is it. This is it. All right. Okay, got it just enough. All right, so the fish are done. Hopefully you can see them. So now I'm going to move to my Prismacolor pencils mostly to do the wreath. So the only thing I think I'm gonna do differently is I think I would like these balls to be glittery. I see them as like little pearls or whatever. So I think I'm going to do them in a very light pink. All right. Sorry, you're becoming a pain again. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna be doing these pearls around here in this very light pink. I was considering doing them in the same beige as I just did the face. Pinky beige, but to be honest, I don't feel like going over all of them with the glitter pen. So I'm just using a color that's already glittery. And I'm just doing all of them the same. They're different sizes. There's a big one and a small one alternately, but I just don't feel like spending more time on these than I need to. So I'm just doing them in the one color. All right. Okay, so now to switch to pencils. All right, so let me get my greens. All right, so I'm gonna do, each leaf has like a little line in the middle. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, a darker green. So I am using Prussian, I believe this is Prussian green. It only shows the print, the French right now, but I believe this is Prussian green. So I am going to use that to color the stripe down the middle of each leaf. Now my pencil is not extremely sharp, but because this pencil is very short and I'm not sure I have another one, I am just using it as is. Oh, I keep finding hair now all over the page. See, I not only give you videos about crafting and coloring, but a little entertainment as well. Courtesy of my crazy cat. All right. Oh wow, just adding that green is really making this page come alive. Nice. All right, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a sharpen. I have an AFMAT electric sharpener and I really like it. The only thing I don't like about it, and I've probably mentioned this before in other videos, so you may have heard this before if you've watched other videos of mine, but it only has one size hole. So if you have a larger barrel pencil, like I have the, oh my gosh, I can't remember what their name is. I have a set of pencils that, maybe I'll think of the name in a minute, that is a little bit wider and I cannot sharpen them in there. So it's the only thing I don't like about this sharpener. They do have other models, but for me, this was, at the time, my choice. If I were to do it over again, I would definitely make sure I bought one with an adjustable hole, so you can, or with multiple, so you can sharpen pencils that are a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. I know they make slimline pencils as well. So this should be dry now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly, so I don't forget, color over the head in the clear glitter pen. Oh yeah, it looks much better. Okay. The color looks even prettier with the glitter. All right. So now I'm gonna use two colors on the rest of the leaf. A darker color on the top and the bottom, and then a lighter color in the middle to give a little dimension. I'm just picking my colors. Okay, so I am using ginger root and lime peel. Love lime peel, it's one of my favorites. Lime peel is a color that I use in making gold with colored pencils. and it adds a really nice tarnished look. It's really great. Love this color. It's just a really nice kind of avocado-y, springy green. Just really lovely. So this is the darker color, so I'm gonna do this on the top and the bottom, and then I'm gonna leave the middle open for the ginger root. Some of these leaves are smaller, so there won't be as much. And what I'm gonna do to blend them is I'm just gonna color over the whole thing with the ginger root. So that should blend it out. Quite easily without me having to use a blender pencil. And speaking of blender pencils, I have found one that I really like that I didn't think I would. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, I'm not sure where it went. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is from Karlzon, and it's like a plastic, just a plastic pencil, and you can sharpen it. As you can see, I've sharpened it. And this works really, really well. When I first got it, I was very skeptical. I did not, I was like, how is that gonna blend my pencils? But it really does, and it's really nice. And I use it sometimes on pages where I have very large areas to blend. For example, I'm doing a Karlzon book. I'm actually trying to finish it. And in that book, it's a color by number, and there's 5 colors. I've shown all my Karlzon books in my coloring book video, so if you want to check that out, you can. But I like to, after I color the whole picture, I like to just run over the whole thing with a blender pencil so you don't see the strokes as much. And the wax colored pencil, the colorless blenders, are just really hard to do for such large areas. Those pages are big and the image is big, so it works out much better for me to use this. It's sturdier, you don't have to sharpen it as often, and just really cool. This is called their Full Blender Bright. So I will definitely buy another one of these. I went from thinking that I probably will never use it to absolutely loving it and being so happy that I have it. So if you get a chance, check it out. And if you do have one and use it, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me or do you not like it? All right, so now I am taking the ginger root and finishing the leaf. So I'm coloring right over the other color as well, just to make sure I get a nice blend. The colors are kind of similar, so it's not too obvious. Okay. So now I'm going to take a very dark color. I'm going to use, let me see, I'm deciding which one. All right, I'm gonna use peacock green to color these little leaves there. And I'm going to just color the base and leave the tip open because I'm gonna put some pink on the tip. So let me show you what I mean. So hopefully you can see. So I colored almost the whole leaf and I'm just leaving the tip uncolored, and then I'm gonna add pink there. Again, just to give it a little something, something, a little pizzazz. I've been doing this a lot with leaves. I started doing it when I was coloring cacti and succulents, and then it just kind of carried over to other leaves because it really makes them look pretty. I really like how it looks. Generally, I would do the light color first, but for this, because there's such a small area, I'm not really worrying about it. So now I am going to use hot pink once I sharpen it. And finish out the leaf. So let me just show you how that looks up close. So there they are. Oops, sorry. So there they are. This gives a little bit of interest to the leaves. And I run it down right over the green a little bit. Okay. So now I want to do the string that the pearls are on. So I think I'm gonna go with gold. So I'm gonna use the Jelly Roll Stardust Gold. It's a little bit more transparent than the regular gold, and it's a little lighter, just to give it a little bit of difference between the gold that I used on the fish there. Again, I am so sorry if you are hearing lots of noises. I know I'm hearing them, so I'm not sure if they're coming through on the video. Again, apologies for my neighbors upstairs who are extremely rude and have put me through 2 years of constant noise and obnoxiousness. So I'm kind of hoping that they're making so much noise because they're packing to leave, but we'll see. All right, so I'm looking at this thing and I'm sort of not sure what to think of that. I'm not sure if that is supposed to be part of the fish or I don't know. I don't know why it would be different on this wreath. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count it as part of the fish, and I'm just going to quickly use some gel pens to color this in. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense that it's a part of the wreath because it's so different. So that's how we're gonna treat it. That it is not. All right, I'm gonna do this part gold as if it's like a crown. Oop, that one's not working too well. And I'm gonna use red, little dots for little jewels. Okay. All right, not a long detour, which is good. So for these little like barnacle things, they have a lot of little shapes in them, but to be honest, I don't want to spend that much time coloring them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a layer of peach, and then I'll go over some of the parts with a darker color, maybe orange, or I'm not really sure. All right, let me sharpen that. Oop, I missed a little leaf. Okay. The plain ones, I'm gonna do a different color. So right now, I am just doing the ones that have designs on them, and then the ones that are open, I'm just leaving them for right now. So I'm gonna take mulberry and I keep finding some of the leaves I forgot to put the pink on. I'm going back and adding that in. Found 3 so far. Right, so I'm taking mulberry and I'm gonna do the tops of these little barnacles. So let me show you right there. So I did just that little top part right there. And now I'm going to take cadmium orange hue, which is another one of my favorite Prismacolors, and do some of the stripes. And some of the, just color in a little bit of these little barnacles with that color. I'm not being perfect. I'm not being careful. I'm just adding a little bit more color. Hi, buddy. Let's see what he does this time. If he lays right across my paper again. Hi. Hi, bud. Yep, right across the paper. Okay, you know you can't stay there. All right, and I'm going to do the clear ones, the ones that were plain, that didn't have any designs on it. I'm gonna do those terracotta. So it's kind of a reddish brown. I just want a little bit of contrast to the other ones. Okay. I suppose you could actually leave those blank too. You could consider them as like space in between the leaves, but I think it gives a little richness to that. All right, so I believe all of the basic coloring is done of the image. I really like how it turned out. So now I'm gonna do the background. You don't give up, do you? Now, if you could stay sitting right here, you'd be fine. All right, so I have a limited color palette as far as blues goes in these pencils. So there's about 10 blues that I can choose from. Since I'm making water, I do want it to be no, this is not gonna work. I'm sorry, buddy. No. You can't lay right across my paper. I hope you're enjoying this. I feel like I'm presenting a comedy act to you. So, as I was saying, I'm gonna use several different colors because this is water. And what I wanna do is I wanna do it in like waves. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go right down the line with my blues. So if you have the Carbothellos, this one, the first one I'm using is 435. I have not used these in a little while, so they're probably, I would say most of them are probably pretty dull, so I will be sharpening some of them. So when I use these, I kind of use the pencil on the side so I can get maximum coverage. If you don't have chalk pastel pencils, you can use whatever chalk you have, or if you don't want to use chalk, you could use pencil, watercolors, whatever you want to use. You're not limited at all. All right. I think I have enough colors where I can do one stripe of each. So the next one I'm using is 430. And this is where the tape comes in handy that I put on the opposite page. Now, I'm not worrying at all about the little like air bubbles or particles, because I will draw those in later. I'll add those back in with white pen, either Posca pen or gel pen, whatever decides to work at the time. Because a lot of times you just don't know what is gonna work. Okay, next I'm gonna use 545. This is like an aqua. This is one of my favorite colors. And again, unfortunately, these do not come with color names on the product, but if you look up the colors and what they have, I think they have 60 colors as far as I can remember. You can find color names, but they're not just out there. And I am overlapping a bit each color. You can see I'm not being very exact at all. All right, so the next one I'm using is 425. Actually, no, I'm going to go darker. So instead, I'm going to use 390. This is a very dark blue. I think this is the darkest blue in the set. As you can see, I don't color super neatly because it's going to be blended out. Okay, now I'm gonna use 425. Now, a lot of times when I do water pictures, I do something on top, like I'll use diluted paint or glitter pen or chalk over the subject to make it look like it is under the water. But I'm not gonna do that with this one. I'll do that with portraits to make them look more like a mermaid. But for this one, I think I'm just gonna leave it. And this is not a big page or a big image, so I think I'm okay just leaving it. All right, the next one I'm gonna use is 460. This is kind of a slate blue. And next I'm going to use 450, and I think I'm going to finish out the page with this color. And I have put a piece of paper underneath so I don't worry about getting any chalk on the next page. All right. It looks absolutely a mess now, but once the blending is done, it looks much better. So I'm just using a simple sponge eyeshadow applicator. I get them in packages of like 200 from Amazon for like $5. They're great. They don't last very long. Like basically you can use each one just a couple of times and then you have to get rid of it. It either breaks or rips, but it is definitely worth it for the usage that you do get out of it. So I am just blending and pushing the chalk into the paper. A lot of people worry about the dust that the chalk causes, but really, if you keep pushing it in and keep going over it and over it and over it, you don't get a lot of loose dust all over. You just keep pushing it into the paper and you will get rid of most of it. You'll get most of it to go into the grain of the paper. And what's really nice about Hannah Karlzon's books is that the paper is very pulpy and I think has multiple layers. So it accepts most of the chalk. And periodically I will rotate heads or sponges on the applicator. Because like I said, they get worn out, they get holes in them, so they're not really as effective. This paper is very absorbent and has not yielded a lot of dust at all. It's really amazing. It continues to amaze me just how much the paper affects your coloring, your ability to use certain materials, how the final product will turn out. It's really interesting to me. I just never thought about it before. And I find myself like on the Facebook groups when people say, oh, you know, I'm having trouble getting these colors or these pencils or this particular supply to work in this book or on this type of paper, and it's like, it's the paper. You know, some supplies just don't react with certain papers very well. So you could leave it here, definitely. I always go over it at least one more time. So I'm gonna go back, and luckily I kept them pretty much in the order I used them. So I'm gonna go back and add another layer of chalk to each row, each color. And that really helps with the streakiness. I've seen a lot of people say that they don't like to use chalk pastels because you see some streakiness, lines, and you can get rid of that by adding more layers of chalk. So the more layers you add, the more the chalk will fill the paper, and then you'll be able to get rid of any lines or streaks that are showing. I'm not being super perfect here. I'm just coloring in. And for me, I just keep looking and just seeing how it looks, and that's how I determine whether I should stop or not. So after this blending, I'll take a look at it and decide if I feel it needs another layer or if I can stop. Sometimes I have to do 3 or 4. Other times I can do less. That one I used a different color over it. All right, so I'm gonna blend again. Now I'm seeing a little bit more dust because the paper is getting saturated. And that's a good thing, that's what you want. You want the paper to be saturated with chalk. I try to just keep pushing it in there as much as possible. If you are wary about the dust, you can definitely wear a mask. Sometimes I do if my allergies are a little active on any given day. I will don a mask. Because I'm not allergic to chalk, but sometimes the dust can bother my allergies, especially if I'm already irritated. It doesn't help, but I usually don't have too many problems, but it's just a personal thing. For me, I think the pluses of using chalk pastels in whatever form, stick form, pencil form, is well worth any inconvenience you might have to take to use them, like putting on a mask or anything like that. So there's some parts I'm really liking on this, and then other parts I'm not as happy with. So I'll be doing a little adjustment. So I think the line between these two colors is a little more defined or stark than I would like. So I'm gonna add some more of that lighter color on top to hopefully blend that a little bit better. So I'm just coloring right over it, and I'm going a little beyond it and a little below it, where I can anyway. You can use a brush to get the chalk dust off, but I just like to blow it off, and then I wash my table afterwards. As you can see, I just keep going over and over certain areas. All right, I think again, I'm just gonna add some more of this lighter color on here to this line. Just not happy with it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit down here too, even though this isn't the color I used. I'm gonna see what that does. like that. And then, all right, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work, but what I wanna do is add some white wisps. Almost like waves, but we'll see if this, I don't know if it's gonna work the way I want it to. So I'm using my white chalk pastel. I am not going to blend these. I'm just going to leave these the way they are. And I am leaving them a little wispy, a little stray. Oh yeah, I like that. You could do little curly cues, whatever you would like. But I think I'm gonna leave mine like that. I think I like that. So now I'm gonna come back and do the little bubbles, and I'm gonna do them white. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my piece of paper and just put it on top so my hand doesn't get in the chalk. All right, so let's see if this works. Okay, it does, it's working. Sometimes the gel pens don't like the chalk. I'm using an Ohuhu white gel pen. These are actually some of the best gel pens for white that I've found. I bought them in a, I want to say a 10 pack with gold and silver. And actually their gold and silver is really nice too, are really nice too. But the white's amazing. Sometimes I have a hard time with it on chalk, but most of the time it works really, really nicely like it is now. I'm really excited because it's on video, so I'm really glad it's working. It's working nice now. And when I do it, I cover up the black lines so you can't really see them. So I just make the whole circle white. Sometimes I'll do these dots in silver, and I could have done that here, but I have so much glitter and shine in the fish that I didn't I didn't want to add more and take away from that. Oh, I forgot a spot to blend. Yipes. Okay. Okay. I'm wiping off the tip periodically just to make sure the chalk doesn't collect and clog it up. These would also look nice and gold as well. Sometimes I add additional, sometimes I add more. Sometimes I'll add some bigger ones, or I'll add ones that aren't solid, like I'll make like rings, but I don't think I'm gonna do that on this one. Oh my gosh, I just saw another leaf. I didn't add the pink too. Oh. Holy cow. All right, just checking to make sure I have all those dots filled in, and there is my completed page. So again, let me bring it up so you can see it a little more closely. And if you're on my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, or in my Facebook group, I will post this page there so you'll be able to see it a little more closely if you would like to. Now there are some places that the chalk got onto the fish, but that doesn't bother me a lot. You could erase it if you wish, so you can take an eraser. I have this Tihu one, this little battery operated one, and you can get rid of the chalk in places that you don't want it. And it comes off super easily. But that just depends, that's not really a big deal. You can do it or not. Just all depends on you. So that is the end of the color along. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. If you color this page following my tutorial, or I guess color along. I don't really like to refer to them as tutorials, but if you did color the page, I'd love to see it. I think you can post it on my Instagram, and you can post it on the Facebook group if you join that. And if you've already colored this page, I'd love to see what you did with it as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go to help my channel grow. I truly appreciate it. I hope you have a very fantastic and, of course, a very crafty day. See you soon.